If you're like a lot of people, your days have a typical routine. You eat breakfast, get ready, commute to school or the office, put in a hard day's work, and come home for a relaxing dinner. You probably give little thought to the details of your surroundings, but if you did, you might be amazed to know that of all the products you used or consumed during the day, many of them got their start right here, on a farm, beginning as a miraculous little bean known as the soybean. It is believed that the soybean was first discovered nearly 5,000 years ago in China, where it was considered to be a sacred plant. Soybeans were brought to America in the 1800s, but it wasn't until the mid-20th century, when scientists discovered the many uses for this crop, that soybean farming really took off here. Today, the United States is the #1 producer of soybeans in the world. And here in Tennessee, our farmers do their part. Soybeans are one of our top agricultural commodities, with over 1 million acres planted each year. So what is it about the soybean that makes it so special? First, there's the sheer number of products that contain soybeans. Soybeans are the base for vegetable oils used in nearly 70% of American homes and restaurants. And the next time you go grocery shopping, try to find a product that doesn't contain soybean oil or meal. Soybeans are also found in a multitude of non-food products. Protective coating on DVDs, ink base for thousands of newspapers, crayons, cooking spray, building materials, the foam in car seats, even makeup and lotions. Plus, scientists like those at the University of Tennessee Institute of Agriculture are continually researching new uses for this crop. One relatively new use for soybeans is biodiesel. Soy biodiesel can be used in any diesel engine without modification. According to some studies, biodiesel is the best candidate for diesel fuel, with its biggest advantage over gasoline and petroleum being its environmental friendliness. Biodiesel comes from renewable resources that recycle carbon dioxide emissions. Here's how it works. Soybeans are used to create biodiesel, which is used to fuel diesel engines, which emit carbon dioxide that can be absorbed and broken down by more soybeans.
And to me, it's a win-win situation for everyone with the biofuels, because we can grow our fuels here locally in a rural area and promote jobs and not be dependent on farm fuel.
In addition to biofuels, soybeans are also a top ingredient in animal feed.
As a soybean farmer, I understand the importance of livestock to our industry. But as a livestock producer, I also understand the importance of soybeans, because we put a lot of soybean products in these feed rations that we use to feed our hogs. Livestock are soybeans' #1 customers.
Because of the protein and fat content of the soybean, feed derived from this legume provides important nutrients and energy to livestock like chickens, hogs, and beef and dairy cattle, who in turn provide humans with important sources of protein in the form of meat, eggs, and dairy products. But if you're looking for a high-protein source for your diet, you have to go no further than the soybean itself.
Soy protein really is the most well-balanced vegetable protein in the world.
According to Dr. Vince Pantalone with the University of Tennessee, this is the only bean with complete protein, meaning it provides all the essential amino acids for human nutrition. Pantalone and other researchers are investigating the potential of growing healthy soy foods like edamame in this state.
In Tennessee, we do have a problem of obesity, and so we're trying to find a vegetable that would come out at a time of the year when not too many fresh vegetables are available. And because it has a well-balanced protein, it will be nutritious and healthy for us.
So soybeans play an important role in our lives as fuel, feed, and as a healthy and efficient source of protein, not to mention the countless everyday items that come from this crop. But with soy products so readily available, it's easy to forget that none of these things would be here without the soybean farmer. Every spring, Tennessee producers fire up their tractors to begin the annual ritual of planting more than 1 million acres of soybeans. Many of the tractors and planters come equipped with extremely progressive technology. So if this is your idea of a farmer, you're way behind.
Farming has come pretty advanced. The technologies are out there, like auto guidance where the tractor drives itself. It uses high accuracy RTK GPS to get us within a centimeter of where we actually are in the field. So farming is a lot different than it was, 20 years ago.
In fact, modern agriculture is an ever-changing world that involves high-tech equipment and constantly updated science, which now allows farmers to be extremely precise in the way they plant. Using GPS technology, farmers can map every acre of their fields and determine where to plant each seed.
We want to match the specific variety with the specific soil type and farm that we have to be profitable and productive.
And this increased productivity can be seen in an abundant and affordable food supply. During planting, most Tennessee producers are not plowing the ground, but instead using a practice called no-till, which is good for the environment because it reduces soil erosion and cuts down on runoff pollution of our rivers and streams. According to producer David Nichols, it should come as no surprise that farmers are so vigilant about the environment.
In my opinion, the farmers are the environmentalists. We take care of this land that we farm and look after it because we want it to be here for generations to come. And we don't want to do anything to harm the soil because that's our livelihood.
After planting, producers face their biggest challenge: pests. They may look small, but these insects and worms can cause big-time damage, and some weeds can destroy a crop in a matter of days. There are also many diseases that can affect the soybean. Left untreated, these threats can not only ruin the crop, but cost the farmer thousands of dollars. Chemical crop protectants like pesticides help farmers fight these pests efficiently.
One of the main things they bring to the table is being able to get basically maximum yield per acre.
Pesticides may receive a bad rap in some circles, but with a global population topping 7 billion, UT Extension weed specialist Dr. Larry Steckel says we'd be hard-pressed to survive without them.
Quite literally, we would have to basically put crops on every single piece of ground around just to keep people fed.
During the summer, soybeans grow and mature, forming pods. Then, sometime in early fall, the ripe bean pods will begin to change color and dry out. At this point, the farmer will take his combine to the field and harvest the plants. The combine will separate the beans from the rest of the plant and store the beans in the combine's tank. In an average year, Tennessee farmers will harvest more than 40 million bushels of beans. It's no wonder the UT Institute of Agriculture devotes a substantial amount of research to making our state's soybeans better. Soybean studies take place across the state on farms and at ag research and education centers, which serve as outdoor laboratories. One way scientists help farmers is developing varieties of soybeans that produce more abundant yields, as well as varieties that are resistant to pests, like charcoal rot, a fungus that causes yield losses of 30% each year.
Growers are producing this kind at this point, and we are striving to get these kinds, cleaner stems.
Agricultural research is also improving the health benefits of food crops. UT and USDA scientists are developing soybean varieties that will produce vegetable oil with lower levels of trans fat, boosting the heart health of many consumers.
Soybean is a major component in a lot of the food products that we eat, whether we know it or not. And so we're constantly finding ways to improve the quality of the oil or to improve the quality of the protein.
Back at the farm, once soybeans are harvested, they are stored in a farmer's grain bin, or they travel to grain elevators where they will be delivered to buyers. Beans can travel by truck, train, or barge. After soybeans are purchased from the farmer, they are transported to processing plants. At the processing plant, the raw soybeans are changed into ingredients like oil, meal, and flakes that can be used to make new products like crayons, flour, and livestock feed. Some beans go to seed plants, where they are filtered and packaged as seed for next year's crop. You can bet that wherever the beans go, they will eventually find their way into a product that you use daily. With less than 3% of the American population involved in agriculture, it's easy for many people to forget the importance of raising crops like soybeans. But every time you eat, or ride in a car, or use any of these common consumer products, you're involved in agriculture too, because it all starts here on a farm.